And Ted Cruz.
Thank you. What is happening right now with school kids in America is an outrage and a tragedy. Right now today, roughly 40% of American school kids are attending school in person 5 days a week. More than half of the school kids in America are not. It's been now nearly a year since the COVID lockdowns began. This is unacceptable. Millions of kids are falling behind. Millions of kids are not learning reading, not learning math, not learning history, not learning science, not learning art, not learning music. And the data shows that as these kids fall farther and farther behind, that learning gap will never be filled. This Democratic spending bill, filled with a partisan wish list, does nothing to change this. What congressional Democrats are telling you is your kids don't get to go to school. It's not a priority. We shouldn't accept this. We need to open the schools now. We need to get the kids back in schools. And it's important to understand that the impact on kids, it's not distributed uniformly. Wealthy parents, those with resources, are able to enroll their kids in private schools that are open. They're able to engage in homeschooling. They're able to hire tutors to work with their kids. But low-income children are being abandoned by this Democratic monstrosity of a bill. If you're a single mom struggling to hold down 1 or 2 jobs, and you have kids whose school is not meeting in person, far too many of those kids are falling behind. We need to say enough is enough. You know, Joe Biden and the Democrats like to say follow the science. Well, here the science is clear. The CDC has told us kids should be back in school. It is hurting kids. We're seeing more youth depression, more youth suicides. We're seeing more child abuse. This is hurting the children, and it is only partisan politics that makes Democratic politicians willing to leave kids out of school. Enough is enough. This bill doesn't fix it. I'm introducing an amendment that says if your schools are shut down, if your kids are not able to go to in-person school, then you're eligible for a grant, a scholarship grant to get your kids in school. I expect most, if not every Democrat, will vote against that, because their answer right now to those kids is essentially tough luck. We shouldn't be willing to accept that. We should stand for the children in our country who need an education, and we should insist that they get access to a good quality education now. We need to open the schools now.
Thanks, Ted. I think you can see we have very uniform thoughts on this, very strong feelings, because these are the feelings that we hear every day from every parent, every teacher,